This is Speaking of Writers. I'm Steve Richards. The book is A Quest for Survival. The author, Robert Perrin. The planet Saturn is attacked by an overwhelming alien force. David and Danielle Odessa, along with family and friends, are forced to flee the only homes that they have ever known. Pursued by the Pyorian Domain, the siblings battle overwhelming odds to escape their grasp. They then join a mission to end the alien siege on the galaxy. Robert Perrin's A Quest for Survival is for anyone wanting more than a simple science fiction story, and for anyone wanting a moral-themed story that is relevant for the current times. It is available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Happy to have Robert Perrin join me now here on Speaking of Writers. Robert, welcome to this program.
Good to be here.
So let's start with, you had said that this book is your life's work. What did you mean by that?
Well, I started writing it back in the mid-1980s. I was still a teenager. I didn't have a computer because my parents couldn't afford to give me one. So what I did, I took out a pen and paper. It's the only thing I had, and I just started writing.
And you never thought that it would be finished?
No. I got so far, and it was like hitting a wall. I just couldn't find the words to continue, so I just abandoned it.
So at what point did you turn the corner on this book?
Well, it was after my first novel was published, and I needed a follow-up, so I decided to pick up my old computer and finish A Quest for Survival. I was determined to do it this time. I completely rewrote the first 7 chapters, I think it was, and because of the experience I had with my first novel, I now had the know-how to keep going and to actually finish it. I still got it finished 2021. That's like 35 years later.
I know it was a long time, Robert, when you started, and since you started this book, Quest for Survival. Yeah. Where did the idea for this story come from? Can you remember?
It came from my imagination, really, because I never did like this world. And I remember as a teenager, when things were going rough for whatever reason, I would just go inside my mind and just escape. Some of the really places that I liked most in my imagination is what was actually the seed of which A Quest for Survival came from.
How does A Quest for Survival transcend this genre?
I continued writing it in 2020. That was when the pandemic was all over, and with the killing of George Floyd, plus all the other things that were going on, I wanted it to be more than just a simple story. So the story itself, the more behind it is about how devastating hate is. So it's more than just a simple story. It really brings it out at the end of the book.
We're chatting with Robert Perrin here on Speaking of Writers. His book is A Quest for Survival. It is available at Amazon.com, also BarnesandNoble.com as well. One of the strongest parts of the book, Robert, is the character development. David and Danielle Odessa, how did you create those characters?
Actually, I created David from my own character. I'm not ashamed to say that, but, well, they were two of the characters from my imagination back when I was a teenager. It was actually the review from Reader's Favorite that the reviewer said that all the characters are multifaceted and complex. I never really considered that. I try to make my characters four-dimensional, to give them a past and a future, and just give the characters as some evolve their experiences.
All of your writing is about one social issue or another, Robert. Why?
Well, as I said before, I never really liked this world, and a lot of my writing is to try to make it a better place. I mean, my first book was about finding a reason to live when you didn't see any reason to keep going. A Quest for Survival is about the power of hate to destroy lives. The one I'm currently working on is anti-violence. Seems like all my writing is about something that people can really relate to.
You just mentioned you're working on another book right now. When is that due out?
I hope to have it finished by next year sometime.
Did you always want to become a writer?
I did. Well, I like using my imagination, and writing is a really good outlet for that.
All right, the book is A Quest for Survival. The author is Robert Perrin, and it is available at Amazon.com and also BarnesandNoble.com, and more to come from Robert Perrin, too. Robert, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
And this is Speaking of Writers.